Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest right now, the one and only Jason Belmonte, direct from Australia. First off, let me say congratulations on winning the Australia Masters. It must have been a really exciting tournament for you.
Yeah, cheers, mate. And it'll go down as one of the more special ones, just because you're in your own country. I very rarely get to bowl in an event that big back home. So yeah, it was very, very special.
Well, here we are at the World Series, and obviously a lot of fans for you here. You kind of revolutionized a new style of bowling, so to speak. How does it feel being here in Las Vegas? I mean, all these people supporting you. I mean, it's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's always nice to have people behind you giving you a clap or two, and I've really enjoyed the American public. They've certainly embraced me, and it's very difficult to bowl somewhere where you don't have that fan group behind you, so it is so lovely to have them behind me. And I've been bowling in America now for about 10 years, so it's not new to me anymore, and Vegas certainly isn't new. The bright lights there are certainly not as bright as they used to be, but here we are at the World Series, and there really isn't a better city to have this tournament in.
Sure. Let me ask you this, too. I mean, in comparison to some of the other tournaments you've bowled, and of course now the World Series has kind of expanded out, the PBA has embraced international bowling even more so than it had in the past. What differences and what changes have you seen?
Well, I'm starting to see a lot more Americans travel for a start, and that's really, really great because, any time that the pros travel outside of America, the fans just embrace them. They really do. They love to watch the best bowlers in the world bowl, and it's just awesome that the PBA Tour is branching around the world. It's a global sport, so why shouldn't the pinnacle of the game be global as well?
Absolutely. Now, I got a question I have to ask, kind of a personal question. Your style obviously is unique. Anyone would say that. Would you tell someone that was getting into the sport that your style would be a good way to learn to bowl, or would you suggest they learn traditional first?
Look, I get asked that question quite a lot, and for me, this was how I was born to bowl.
Sure.
And anybody that is interested in trying it, I always tell them, have a crack at it, and if you enjoy it and you feel like your scores could potentially be higher, then develop it. But just like one-handed bowling isn't for everyone, neither's two-handed, So it really does come down to a personal preference and whether or not you are enjoying what you're doing. As far as I'm concerned, you bowl the best when you're enjoying what you're doing. So if I started bowling one-handed, I don't think I'd be talking to you right now.
Well, very well put. Now, time for the hard question. Are you ready for the hard question of the day?
That wasn't hard? I thought that was a tough one.
Oh, no, that was the easy one.
Okay.
Now we're getting to the hard stuff. On Bowling Evolved, we always talk about whether or not bowling is a game or a sport. Myself, personally, I believe it's sport. Mr. Eric Forkel, major winner, believes it's a very competitive game. What would be your stance on this?
Yeah, that's a great question, isn't it? And there are compelling arguments both ways. I'm always in a positive frame of mind for bowling, and that means that I will always consider it a sport. We are always trying to branch into the Olympics. That's where we want to be. I don't know if there's any other games in the Olympics. I feel like they're all sports in their own right. So I would consider it a sport. I feel like what we do is, arguably the toughest sport in the world. I don't think there is a harder sport to do, purely because we play on an invisible playing field, and the fact that it's so complicated when you get to this level that it's not just about knocking over 10 pins, it's about how to knock over 10 pins with the right ball, with the right surface, with the right oils, temperature. You can go on and on and on. So when you put the complexities of the knowledge behind it plus the difficulty in repeating the physical form of it, why aren't we a sport?
I agree. Eric, you heard it here first from Jason Belmonte. It's got to be a sport.
Sorry, Eric, I disagree with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Belmonte. Jason, good luck in the tournaments today.
Cheers, man. I appreciate it.